FOIL is a fancy way of multiplying a binomial to another binomial. And what do I mean by binomial? There are two terms in there, right? Two terms. So the past couple of days, we've done a monomial, 1, to a polynomial, more than 1. FOIL only works when you have a binomial and a binomial. And we'll spend a couple days on that. That's all we'll have. So you'll get used to the pattern, okay? Now there are a couple of different ways I like to think about it. FOIL is kind of like a universally known acronym. And FOIL stands for first,
outside, inside, last.
Outside, inside, last. Because you guys have kind of already been foreshadowed with the FOIL method, we'll start with that first, and then we'll look at it as double distribute. I have students that like to look at it one way over the other, and they're both right. So that's why I cover both of them, okay? Now, what's important about FOIL is we've got to understand what first, outside, inside, last even stand for, okay? So I've got two sets of parentheses, yes? Yes.
Yes.
Are these the first terms in each parenthesis?
Yes.
So those are the first terms. And then when it's talking about the outside, it's talking about the outer edges. So outside, these would be on the outer edges. Those are your outside terms. Now that you know where your outside terms are, where are your inside terms? Inside the middle, right? Inside. And then the last term in each parenthesis is your last. So sometimes that's a little confusing, and that's why we'll do FOIL man. We'll practice so we can see what first, outside, inside, last means. So what do we do with it? When we are multiplying, this is just a little acronym to help me remember what order I should do it in. FOIL, F, first. Multiply the first terms together. 2x times 5x. What does that give you?
10x.
10x. X times x is what?
Squared.
Squared. So 10x squared. All right, I did the first. Now I need to do the outside. So that would be here. 2x times a positive 2. 2x times positive 2 is positive 4x. First, outside, inside, in the middle. Watch their signs. It's a negative 3 times a 5x. Negative 15x. Whoop. First, outside, inside, last. The last terms in each parenthesis, negative 6 times 2. Negative. Let me give you the answer as I'm thinking about the numbers in my head. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So we just did FOIL. We multiplied each group. And the last thing there is to combine any like terms. Do you guys see any like terms with what we wrote down there? All right, so I've got to combine those. So I would have 10x squared minus 11x minus 6. Now I've noticed that this class, sometimes it needs a little help with the arithmetic. Always grab your calculator. I'm totally okay with it. There's no reason to get your numbers wrong because that's hard for you in your head, okay? There's no shame in calculator use in my class. So that's the FOIL method. First, outside, inside, last. A I'll let you finish for a second. Now you guys know what it means to distribute, right? I take a number, a term that's out front, and multiply it into the parentheses. That's distribute. Well, what we mean by double distribute, let me write down the exact same problem down here. 2x minus 3 times 5x plus 2. Now this double distribute will kind of start leading us into FOIL-MAN a little bit. Take that 2x and you go to the next parenthesis, right? Because the parentheses are what are being times. Those are what are side by side. So this is 2x times 5x. What is 2x times 5x? 10x squared. And then we take that 2x and multiply it to the next term in that parenthesis. 2x times 2 is 4x. Okay, have I distributed that 2x to both terms in that next parenthesis? Yes. So I'm done with it. That means I move to this negative 3. Negative 3 times the first term gives me negative 15x. Is this feeling familiar to the problem we just did a second ago? Mm-hmm. And then take that negative 3 and distribute it to the 2. I combine like terms and look what happens. I've got the exact same thing. Right? Now I know you haven't practiced it all, but I kind of want to get a feeling of which method made sense to you. Who likes FOIL? First, outside, inside, last. And you're welcome to change your mind later. It doesn't matter. Who kind of like, I kind of like to double distribute. Okay, that's awesome. In my mind, I actually always think of it as double distribute, but you'll hear me call it a FOIL problem. And so we're doing the same thing either way. So what I would like us to do, I don't think we need to do all 6 of these right now, but let's at least try 3 of them together. Let's start with that first one because it's friendly. See if you can figure out what we're going to multiply first. X and 5x. All right, Paige, what do you think we're going to multiply next?
X times 2.
Yeah, perfect. The x times the 2. Good. Notice I'll do the math for you if you guys tell me what I need to do. Hayfun, what am I going to multiply next? Yeah, so we're going to do the inside, so that is the negative 3 and the 5x, right? Negative 15x. And Brady, what are we multiplying next? Yeah, the negative 3 and the 2. Good. Negative 3 and the 2. Sorry, I couldn't see through my shield deck for a second. No, that's great. Thank you. Negative 6. Stop and look back. I should have drawn these. Stop and look back for any like terms. Yeah, I'm going to have those middle 2 terms, and that's going to be very common in the problems that you're going to be doing over the next day. So let's see, I'm going to have 5x squared minus 13x minus 6. Okay, what I would like you to do now is try the next one on your own. I'm going to give you a second and then I'll kind of start. Did you have 18x squared first? Good. Should have changed colors. First, outside. Check your outside term. First, outside. How you guys feeling about this?
Good.
Good. Like I said, it's not bad, but this is a big deal. It's a really big deal. Inside, did you get 21x? And last, you got 7. If you type it in that way, you will get it wrong.
Yeah, combined it.
Yeah, combine your like terms. And now it's happy. Would you like to see one more? Feel like you're ready to try it? Okay. Your homework should be open. Let me know if otherwise.
Lots of things in our journals.
Yep, that goes in your journal.